This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.
Well, hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. And the reason why you're looking at this screenshot is because the video that I actually made had a lot of information on the background that I didn't see. Haha, that I didn't want everyone to see. So this video is anyway going to focus on a overheating problem that I have. So what I want to show you guys here is the temperature that the CPU was running at the time of the original first recording. So that's when I was just starting up the machine. So what is the overheating problem? Well, to tell you guys in a simple way, this machine was overheating up to a degree of about 99 degrees to 100 degrees on the CPU, where the CPU package would reach up to 100. And the machine was glitching out, bombing out, restarting by itself. I started getting thermal throttling issues. You could see some of the CPU cores getting slower because of that. So the next step was to open up the PC and reseat the cooler. So that's what I did. Another issue that I had was that I was using 99% of my CPU usage while the machine was doing absolutely nothing. It's just idling. The only thing I was doing at this point in time was to actually use OBS to record the video. Also on the night that I did the recording for this video, my internet was crappy. This is the latency that I had. And then I did a speed test by Ookla and my speed was 25 megs up and down. But this was my latency. I cannot even play PUBG on this. Temperature now 67 on CPU, 78 on CPU package. Okay, let's run Cinebench. You guys know this PC is only 9 months old now. This was painful to watch. I'm sure I had much better scores the first time that I switched this PC on. And I had to do the stress test now so that I can heat up the CPU so I can show you guys what the actual temperatures are when I'm playing like Minecraft. So enjoy the fast Cinebench. Great, now my CPU has fallen one list further down. Now it's in 8th place. It's definitely losing the battle. Don't know if you guys can see in the corner. I don't know how this popped up, but I can't get rid of it, so it's here permanently. So the CPU usage at the moment is at 100%. What's the temperature? 81 degrees Celsius. 92 degrees on the CPU package. So let's switch everything off. And we see if we can see what is the problem with that cooler. Why is it heating up so bad? Okay, so here's the cooler fan. The problem that I have, that I think is the problem anyway, is that the outside of the fan is pressing against the RAM chip and it's not pressing down firmly onto the motherboard. It's not seating properly. That's what I suspect. And just for information's sake, guys, the PC shutdown time at the moment is about 5 to 10 minutes. After I press shutdown, before everything is totally off, it's between 5 and 10 minutes. So let's quickly open this up and see what's happening. Okay, this is the thermal paste that I got. It's all they had. It's called Heinzai, Halmzai or something like that. I have no idea. Good for up to 225 degrees. So hopefully this is a good paste. I don't know if this is good. It's not like Grizzly or anything like that. It was only like 50 bucks. So yeah, let's hope this does the trick. Okay guys, at first glance, we're playing Dead Rails. At first glance, the dust is not too much, but there is dust, so we're going to dust it off. I did see some dust bunnies here at the bottom of the power supply. I did clean that. So let's first see, is this, it still feels secure. So I don't think that it's loose. It didn't break loose. We're going to loosen the 4 bolts that hold the fan. And then we're going to remove it and see if the thermal paste has been spread all over the die. If it's not all over the die, then it obviously means that it was not seating properly. And if that was the case, I'm going to have to probably put the stock cooler on, which I really don't want to do because then I'm losing my RGB. it's pressing here against the RAM chip. So I'm not sure if that's maybe the reason. Maybe the thermal paste that was on the fan wasn't enough. There's nothing wrong with the fans. Everything's spinning like it should. There's nothing standing still. So let's first take this off, and then we'll clean out all the dust on all the fans, and then we'll take it from there. Okay guys, I think I found the culprit. First of all, the paste is not everywhere, and it's not even thick enough. Even on the die, you can see the whole corner is exposed, and you can actually see straight through. I don't think there was enough, so I'm definitely gonna have to reapply and put more on it, definitely. So let's first clean it, take this off, clean it nicely, clean the other fans, reapply, and test the temperatures again. It's a shame this RAM can't go down a little bit. If it wasn't for this little lip here, it wouldn't be touching the fan. And as you guys can see, the shape of the fan, it's pressing against the side there. But okay, let's clean this fan out and then reapply some new thermal paste. Okay, this is the only alcohol I have in the house, some surgical spirits. I'm going to use this to remove the old paste from there, and then use a paper towel or something just to wipe it on clean. And then we will clean the dust out of everything else, and then we will reapply. Okay, my CPU is nice and clean. All the fans are clean, the dust is out. So now I'm going to apply the new thermal paste. Now this is always a problem for me. Some say do the dot. I did the dot, and obviously it didn't cover everything. I see in the video there's some guys that do 3 stripes, some do 1 line, some do crosses. You don't want to put too much on that actually makes it go over the edges. So yeah, I think for today, let's do a cross. Maybe a dot and a cross. I don't know. We'll see how I feel like it. I just want to make sure that it's gonna press down and spread everywhere. Okay guys, this is exactly what I was scared of. This cooler can't be put back because it doesn't fit. The screws are too short, because as I've said, this angle is pressing against the RAM chip. So the 2 screws that's supposed to go into those 2 holes does not grip. It does not catch the holes. That's probably also why it overheated, because it wasn't pushed down far enough and heat escaped. So my crossing works very nice. The die is quite closed off, but yeah, I can't use this. Anyway, let me fit the stock cooler and put that in. Okay guys, the new stock cooler is in. It's not an ugly fan. I like the blue, but it's not RGB. But at least it fits much better. It goes in past the RAMs, and everything's connected. The thermal paste is good. Okay guys, so I've put my fan in there. There's the CPU fan, the RAM, and then it has absolutely no function except for looking good. And that's all it does. At least I used it somewhere. I didn't feel good just not using it. Okay, so after I've installed everything, I ran another session of Cinebench just to do a stress test on it, so we can see what the end temperatures would be like. And something was still not 100%. The temperatures were better, the score were better, but the next morning I noticed that the PC is still having issues. It's still bombing out, and I'm still getting like thermal throttling somewhere, although the temperatures were better. Oh, and the machine kept on crashing. Then I thought to myself, maybe I have some firmware issue as well, or spyware or something on the machine that wasn't detected. So I actually uninstalled everything. I formatted the hard drive, and I reinstalled Windows on the M.2 chip, and now my temperatures are better. My shutdown and startup speed is about between 5 to 6 seconds, and to install Windows was also much faster. From the time I started installation till I was finished was about 2 minutes. But let me show you guys what was the temperatures on the day, and then I'll show you the temperatures now after I have reinstalled the new Windows. At least after I installed the stock cooler and did the second test, the score was much better than the first time. As you guys can see, temperature of 73 degrees, but the CPU usage was still a bit high, but obviously I was running OBS again and all that. This was taken a couple of hours later after my son has been watching some YouTube. As you guys can see, thermal throttling not so much. The CPU was actually idling, not all the cores were running full speed, and the temperature was much better. Okay guys, so here we are. I have been editing this video for an hour. I've just opened up OBS to start recording, and I'm running my editing program in the background. So those are the programs running. Now this is after I've reinstalled Windows. As you guys can see, CPU usage 4%. CPU clock speeds idling, not all the cores are even running, they're just idling lacquer. GPU at 45 degrees Celsius, motherboard at 30, and CPU at 38, and CPU package at 40 degrees. This is way better than it was. So I think it was a combination of issues. It was a firmware or malware running at the background, or virus or something that caused the overheating, plus the CPU fan not being seated properly, and the thermal paste not being sped up properly. I'm gonna run one more Cinebench. I'm obviously not gonna bore you guys with that again, but let's just see for interest's sake what is the final score on the Cinebench. Wow guys, look at that. That is a massive improvement from the previous test, and a big improvement from the first test. This was our first initial test, second and third. And there's our temperatures now after stress testing again. So guys, that's it. Problem solved. I'm happy. Everything's running like it should. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet. And ring that bell icon so that you can get notified of any new uploads. Anyway guys, as always, whatever you do, until next time, keep it safe. Cheers.